Creative Conversations, we back with another one. Just like that.
My apologies, we've been gone for so long. You know,
it's not been that long.
It's really been that long. We've been gone for a minute.
I mean, it's been a hot minute.
People have been asking for content. A lot's been going on. A lot's passed.
Guess what, guys? I'm not sick. I don't have a blocked nose, thank God. You know, I mean, it's still cold in flu season, so I am literally dodging all the little sniffles. But you know what? I'm back and I'm better.
She's eating fruits now.
Period. First of all, fuck you. I always eat fruits, motherfucker. Anyways, right? People love to just kind of like rain on your parade. Like, I was literally having a positive moment, and look what you did. Come here, fucking
rain.
Anyways,
water, healthy.
That's the fucking enemy right there. Remove.
Don't let
stay positive minded always. Keep yourself vibrating high, especially when you have people like this kind of trying to drive your vibrations though. Like, just don't fucking
drive his vibration. You know what?
Don't allow yourself to do it, babe.
She knows how I vibrate like this.
See, I've just literally become such a professional at blocking out people that are so low vibrational for me. I cannot do it. I just cannot. So we just remain vibing up here. Period. You know, a lot of people can't relate. That's why they try to do what they do.
Everyone knows how I vibrate. It's your favorite host, MDS, back with another episode. You already know how it is. You know who she is.
You damn motherfucking right. You know who the fuck I am. If you don't know, get to know. Big bros. Big brr. Okay. That's what's up.
Today we're going to be talking about the culture. Or what's been going on in the culture, actually. Because I feel
what's not been going on in the culture? Like, let's be for real.
Alright, so on that note, are you promoted? Did you just dribble yourself? I cannot believe it.
I did not.
Oh, you took us to rap anyway. Alright, so right now in the culture there's a lot going on, but I feel like there are a couple things that we need to touch on before we do dive into this. Number one, I don't feel like our culture supports us in a positive way. I don't feel like it shows us in a positive light, in a sense.
Who's us? Black people?
Not just black people,
as young people?
Just anyone who consumes the culture.
Who's us?
Anyone who consumes the culture, because that's what it's become. Because nowadays, it's not like... I don't feel like we, as a people, or black people, have a like certain culture. I feel like we just have... We've become so much now. We've become consumers to the point where we don't have an identity. We don't have an identity anymore.
No, I'm going to actually rebuttal that very strongly. Because first and foremost, as black people, we are the culture. Okay, the culture is black people. Okay, and people like to take from our culture and make it their own. Okay, because we will always identify as people.
She was just American.
That has. First of all, I'm always American.
Oh my God.
I'm always American. I'm always British. I'm always American. That's just the way it is. I coexist in both realms. That's just who I am. Okay. And there's people
you had to throw the big word in there. You had to throw the big word in there.
There's people that think, right, that they can take from other cultures and not give them the benefit of the doubt or the credit, right?
Wait, can you pause right there? Hold on, wait. Before you even go on with that, see, my problem with that
is the English.
No, wait, hold on. Before you even do that, my problem with that is, yeah, people are culture vultures. Yeah, we can say that, but at the same time, we give it to them. If we say to someone, I'm not
first going to and foremost, yeah, right? All the countries right now that have now migrated, yeah, from where they came from originally to come here and settle down life. Originally, it was the white man. I'm gonna say it, right? That went to all of their countries to steal all their resources.
She could have said colonizers.
Okay, but we know the colonizers were the white man. Like, let's just be fucking for real. Like,
and the Spanish too.
And the Hispanics. But you know what? Everyone was involved, because where is my Native American ancestors now today?
Yeah, but then you see, even with that, that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like we do ourselves enough favors, because we don't.
The point is, right? Shit was taken from them, and then they have to, you know, rebuild, and that's just what it is. That's just always been what it is.
All right, so fair enough. All right, so that happened, right? Cool. So that's our ancestors, but right now we have more opportunities. To this day, like, but we have more opportunities than they did. If you think about it, imagine
of
this. Of
course, we do. We are blessed in a very specific time.
And don't you
thank God for that, right?
Do you feel like we take it for granted a little bit? Because
absolutely not.
All right, cool. So then, before we even go to that, so with what's been going on with Young Philly, right? I feel with Young Philly.
What does that have to do with what I just said about the colonizers?
Right.
How did we go from the colonizers to fucking young Philly?
Because, so we were saying that I feel like we have it easy, right? Well, I feel like we have a lot more privilege in a sense.
Okay.
Because, fair enough, back in the day, yeah, we can talk about the colonizers and whatnot. Because I feel like even nowadays, when we talk about racism and that, I don't feel like we experience racism in that way. I don't feel like we can ever know.
Thank God for that, because God knows, I wasn't
like,
built for that time.
I feel like for us it's more of a prejudice, but I feel like that kind of gets lost in translation, where people now assume that everything is racist, or this and that is racist, but really and truly, it will never be the same racism that our ancestors experienced.
No, it won't be the same. It will never be the same, but it's still definitely a version of it. There could be,
but that would be more
direct racism, there could be indirect racism, but regardless, you're still being affected. It's still affecting somebody because of the color of their skin, which is never okay. So therefore, that is a form of racism to make you feel indifferent to whoever, right? And the whole world is set up for the white man.
Okay, no. All right, maybe they set the world up for themselves in that way, but I feel like that's only because.
But the thing is, right, as a system. Right, and then we can come back to young Philly in a minute, because I don't know how you even brought him up.
No, I'm gonna tie it.
As a system, they're always failing in house, right? So regardless, right, it's the whole grand scheme of the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. But regardless, you have to be that 1%, that 1% person that thinks outside the box, to actually then make that decision and put your foot on the map as that individual, and then remain consistent in that field of that in one individual. Because it's very hard. Like, for example, then you're going to bring up privilege, because then eventually you get a certain level of privilege once you reach a certain level of success.
Now I feel like in general we have privilege, because you think about it, cool.
Who has privilege?
Everyone. Because maybe not everyone, but
you mean everyone has a certain level in an advanced country?
Yeah, 100%. Everyone in an advanced country, because if you think about the level of access, because really and truly, what racism did back in the day was it took away access, and it took away not only access, but it took away, let's say, your humanity in a sense. And then now it's more of a case of, the only reason why I feel like there's no racism is because we have a lot more access. Yeah, people
who said there's no racism? There's racism.
But it's more prejudice rather than what racism was.
You think what people are referring to as racism
is more prejudice? 100%, yeah.
Give me an example.
Because for me, racism, because I feel like for me, racism can only be racism if it can actively take away your humanity. Like, imagine back in the day, you weren't considered a person, you were considered an object, you know what I mean? And you were meant to be used. But in this day and age, the majority of people that are saying, this person's being racist towards me, you aren't being used, or you aren't an object. The person is just saying something about you that you may not necessarily like, or they're seeing you in a certain way where you may not necessarily like. Just because a person sees you somehow, it doesn't mean that it's you. Do you know what I mean?
What the fuck does that even... So if a person sees you, right, and then you're telling me, if they see you and they start saying, okay, you're this and you're that, doesn't mean that's not you.
Yeah, 100%. It doesn't affect me, because it's not going to stop feeding me, number one. That's the main thing, because that's what slavery was doing back in the day.
Could that just be your construct of what people perceive things to be? Because I think naturally you could have an experience, someone can make a comment to you that is racially motivated to you, and then you can say, do you know what, actually that's racist. But you can say, do you know what, that person is not a racist.
No, I say that to say this. The only reason why I'm saying that to say this, I say that I feel like we focus on the wrong things because we don't want to focus on what's really the problem. Because I feel like
being offended.
Nah, I feel like we pass on the excuses for what's going on within our community and our culture onto other things, so that we don't have to take accountability in a sense. Because I feel like really, in this day and age, we should have it good as a people. But it seems that we're stuck on the fact that we haven't had it good.
Who's we?
And we need to have it better. We as a people in general, as a culture.
Who's we as a culture?
Just us as a culture, our culture.
That's very, like, this very wide. Like, who is in this culture? Because I could say a culture of people that fucking like jazz music.
Black people.
Okay then, so just call a spade a spade.
Yeah, but if it's a shovel, it's a shovel. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's some man that will say there's spades and someone that will say there's shovels.
Because we can name people that I feel like right now, black people are doing very well. I feel like we are doing very well in terms of the amount of black-owned businesses that are popping up.
Nah, I don't think we're doing well.
I think we are. I think there's a more...
You know what? I wish because the
support
stats...
in that area.
I've heard the stats. It looks like we're doing good. And I feel like that's why I was talking about the culture, and that's why I was going into.
Okay, so you think it's more visual than actual?
100%. It's always been visual.
Is that just
like
only here? Is that worldwide? Or
everywhere?
everywhere.
Because think about Africa, think about America, think about here, think about everything that goes on. Really and truly, the only thing that we're good for, or that we're made to seem to be good for, is entertainment. And I've deeped it. It took me a while to deep it.
Damn!
It took me a while to deep it.
People of the culture! Do you hear what this man just said? And you know what? Yeah, he's not fucking completely wrong. This motherfucker just said, right, as black people, right, we have been made just to seem like the motherfucking entertainers. I had to throw the pen across the room because what the fuck?
I was gonna write something down. The pens are gone.
The pen, go and get the pen.
I ain't getting the pen's gone. The pen's gone.
Pen is gone. Anything down. But do you know what? Do you know how fucked up that is? Because do you know what? I feel like those are the industries where we actually do the most well. It's the fucking sports and I'm talking. It was the sports and film industry. I mean, that's like, these are the most top selling industries, as well as the game industry, right?
Yeah, but
and skincare.
Yeah, skincare. That's because, once again, we're objectified. See, this is what I was saying before. This is what I mean by, I feel like we've been put in a position where we're seen as objects. We're not really seen. We're still seen as objects like we were before. Like, I know we might feel like things have gotten better, but it hasn't really changed. It's like the parameters have kind of changed. Like,
listen, we're in a world, right, where people talk money, right?
Nah, but
people talk money.
But we aren't even the money though. We're the commodity. Do you know what I mean? We're still what's being sold. If you really deep it, because cool. Let's pause for a second. The only reason why I spoke about young Philly is because I was saying, if you look at us as a community, we're so quick to tear each other down.
Why?
The saying is innocent until proven guilty. We know that he's out there. They say that he's done a madness. They haven't said that he has. They just said someone said he's done a madness.
Allegedly.
Right. When it comes to young black celebrities, we all know that when it comes to them and dating in the communities, when they go out skiing, that's right. Shout out to my guy, Dr. Umar. When they go out there skiing, Jack Johnson is number one. Jackie Johnson, I'm going to put him out there. The best example. The Snow Bunnies loved him. The man, obviously, the Snow Bunny man, them weren't liking it. What did they do? They say that he was doing a madness with these ladies and whatnot. And they put him in prison, but that wasn't the case. He was just, he was a bachelor, you know what I mean? People liked him and people liked his presence. So, when it comes to us stepping outside of our community, or let's say, for example, or living, I'm not going to say living better, because really and truly, he should have been out there with a chocolate darling, but each to their own. I feel like us as a people, we should be the ones defending him first until all the evidence is on the table. But at the same time, you're moving a bit mad, my bro. Why is the darling out here saying you're out here choking until she's about to pass out? Now, I ain't gonna lie.
Do you know what? Yeah, let's
wait. Hold on. Let me
go on. Lands, because you're hovering. You're taking long. Lands.
You go hover with these ones. You go hover with these ones. You know, like a UFO. You know, you can't be too. Some sweet ones like it, but my guys, you gotta be careful. You see how the voice was high pitch. Why are you snoring?
Because you're taking long to land. Like,
I'm not like.
Come on, like
this is important. This is important for the guys. My guys, when she's telling you, choke and nah. Let it go. Tell her you're just not on that note. You just ain't that no more. Do you know what I mean? It's not that. Man are going to prison for it. He's really. Now, I'm not saying that is the case for young Philly, but at the same time, we don't know the parameters. But these things happen. So just be careful out there. I know people are thinking that all of these experimentations and whatnot is the way forward, but it's not looking like it. Don't be a degenerate. Don't be a degenerate. All right.
You done?
Yeah, no, I'm done with that one. That's the only reason why I brought up Young Philly. And also because I feel like our culture has become a culture of tearing each other down.
All right, cool. Let's talk
Example number 2. She's closing the book. She's torn my page out.
It wasn't really ripped. But I'm very tempted to get this book and just, you know what I mean? But we don't condone violence, right?
I like my notes.
But I'm this close to like just knocking him out. This close.
Every episode.
So, right.
Back to
let's talk about.
All right.
Let's talk about the industry right now.
And entertainment.
Let's talk
about the over sexualization of black women. I was gonna put that. That's where I was.
We're gonna get there in a minute, but first we're gonna get there after I make this point about the predators in the industry, right?
Yeah, but that goes in with over sexualization, though.
And I said we're gonna get there in a minute.
Okay.
So, These men don't know how to fucking wait, and that's their problem, right? These men do not know sometimes how to take no for an answer, right? And some of them literally will lure you in a situation to make you feel vulnerable so that they can do whatever it is they have on their agenda with you, right? I'm still talking. So when it comes to being a woman in this industry, you have to really stand your ground. You have to be so professional.
Woman in general.
You have to really own what you came there to do and not play. And once people see that you're not playing about your craft and about what you came here to do, they're not going to play with you, and they're not even going to try to, right? They might attempt, but once they see they cannot, they will not, and they will continue not to do so. Okay? Because this industry is very fucked up. Okay? Worldwide, the industry is very, very fucked up. And if you happen to be a woman that can be easily manipulated, then you will end up getting signs, right? And then you'll be hyperly sexualized, right? Especially if you are a very beautiful woman and you've got
baby girl,
great
love enchanting, man.
Body, right?
Rest in peace.
Cool. So he's talking about love enchanting. We love enchanting here. Rest in peace, enchanting, right? So enchanting, she's a gangster bitch, right? But they made her sexy. But she could do both. She was doing R&B. She was doing rap. Like, she could do it all, right?
Someone walking back
Period.
to life.
Right? Like to me. Anyway. So she could do it all. Then she's all of a sudden doing overly sexy. Like, that's not her niche, right? But she can do it still, you know what I'm saying? Because she's for the girls. She's for the baddies, like, period. But at the end of the day, it might not suit you, or your aesthetic and who you are might not resonate with why you came to do music. And so that can definitely get manipulated along the way, especially if you don't stick to your ground. And then you get swayed by these numbers, by the things that people can offer you. No, just hold your own shit, whatever it is you want to do, whether it's whatever industry, just be true to your own intentions and remain integral about everything you do. Right?
True. Fairs. All right, so on that note,
do
you feel like the industry has gone in a direction where, and we as a people, I'm not gonna lie, we promote it as well, because they won't put out that kind of music unless we consume it. But don't you feel like it's become the norm where the females just hypersexualized, overly sexualized, no matter what? That's what people want to see. Like, Ice Spice, number one, when she came out, she didn't come out because of her talents. She came out because of her hypersexualization. That's how people saw her.
That's how people saw her, but she was already out doing music. This is the thing. Before Munch came out, she was already on World Star doing music. She already had music videos out that were not overly sexualized. She was discovered, and then they said, this is how we're going to package you.
Her previous mixtapes was still that same thing when she was working with that producer guy.
Okay, but that's not what got her the numbers that we know her of today.
Hypersexualization is what got her numbers.
Well, whatever.
100% was what got her numbers. Munch, hypersexualized music. How she started. Like, this is one thing I feel like artists forget. I feel like people forget about artists.
That shit's been around. Does anyone, like, Trina is still around today? Like,
no,
you
she's
feel
not.
me?
She's not around like that, though. But she's not around like that.
Trina is still around for the girls. She's still there doing Love and Hip Hop. Like, she's still touring.
So just like you said there, this is what I want to. This is back to the same point I was saying about entertainment. She was doing that, and now look where she is. Love and Hip Hop. What does Love and Hip Hop promote? The exact same thing that she was promoting in her music. Do you feel like if she could have been promoted in a different way, do you not feel like she would? Do you not feel like she'd rather be on a, like, why is it always, let me just pause a second, why is it, like, even in the UK, Lani Good and the Bad Girls and the Bad Boys Club, why is it always us doing those kind of things? You never see the Snow Bunnies having a Bad Bunnies Club. That'd be wild.
First of all, they had Playboy Mansions.
But Playboy Mansion wasn't like that, though.
They have Married at First.
Playboy Mansion wasn't like that, though.
They have all these different shows. Like, end of the day, this is the point, right?
But think of, no, wait,
the point
before you continue,
there is not a lot of representation
in a positive way.
Of what
we do in a positive way.
But at the same time, right, we've got so many stories to tell and to get out there that it's not always going to be positive straight away when we first introduce ourselves.
But why is it always a negative? But it could be.
It's not always. It doesn't always have to be a negative.
I feel like it's a choice.
It's not a choice, because you don't choose the life that you live until you get to a certain age, right? And then after that, you have a story that was already created for you, and then you build from that story, right?
So, but before you continue with that, you see what you just said. You don't choose a life you live until a certain age.
Yeah.
Now with that one, I believe it's a kind of a yes and a no thing, because there was a thing that I think Andrew Tate said back in the day. All right, he said that depression isn't real. Now the way people took it is that people were saying that depression is something that doesn't exist. That's how other people were taking it. But the way I took it is a sense of where it's all based on your perception. If you're gonna let something get you down, no matter what it's gonna do, it's gonna get you down. I've had that feeling. But once you decide to change your thinking and you decide to approach in a different way, it kind of changes things. Hence is what I'm saying with the culture as well. Yes, I get it.
That's subjective.
Wait, hold on. I get it. We have.
You see how this guy never lets me get a point across? He has to speak for 10,000 hours.
No, it's not 10,000 hours.
Go on, continue.
This is
Continue.
this is serious
Because this
stuff.
is how we have conversations.
This is important. Because it gets to a point where, yes, we have sad things to talk about, but at the same time, that's not what we're focusing on. We're focusing on the enjoyment. Think about all the music that's being put out, all the music that's being propagated. It's all negative.
How
With
is
no
it all
positive
negative?
outcome.
How?
Hold on.
Well,
with no positive outcome.
How?
Drill music. It's all negative.
That's one genre of music.
With no positive outcome. Hip hop.
That's one genre of music.
Sexy.
No, you're taking the piss now.
With no, am I really?
No, yes you are, because that's not
Future's
not
album.
That's not how you represent hip hop.
Future's album.
Okay,
Future's
you
album
as a non-artiste, don't come and sit here talking about how you represent hip
I'm a
hop.
connoisseur.
Okay,
I'm a connoisseur.
Future makes trap music and he raps.
But was this album that good? First of
all, his album was.
Everyone knows the answer was no. Brazil, and there was one other tune.
But Brazil is a good one. There is another song on that album that's quite good as well.
Are the only two good tunes.
Fucking topic.
She's getting charged up because she knows I'm right.
No,
everyone knows I'm right. Our culture is washed.
Guys,
our culture is washed. Am I lying?
Guys, when I do my own podcast channel, just come over this way. Yeah. Just come over this way. There will be none of this over talking. You know, the woman's points will be heard. They will be heard, and then they will be received.
She's
correctly.
acting like her points don't get across. I mean? She ain't trying to hear my points because she knows my points are right.
No, because they're bullshit. Because you're talking about hip hop like you have an opinion on hip hop. Like, first of all, you're saying. What do you say? Hip hop, sex. Like, no, there's a lot more.
Now it is.
Like, there's a lot more than that. Like, no,
Before
it's
there was.
not.
Before there was.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Like, same way you can say drill, blah blah blah. You can't say hip hop is sex. Hip hop is hip hop. You can say that bad bitch rap is bad bitch rap. That's a whole different level. And that's sex. And that's because most of the bitches that were strippers are rappers now, and they're cool with that.
And what award did Doja Cat win? What award did Doja Cat win? People are going to say I'm a madman because I'm talking was. What award did Doja Cat win?
You know what award
she won the hip hop award. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, but Doja Cat doesn't make bad bitch rap. She makes Doja Cat music.
And what kind of music is that? Is that not hip?
Fucking bitch, I'm a cow.
And that's hip hop apparently because she got the award for it. Right.
But she didn't get the award for that fucking song. She got the award for being Doja Cat, for being her as an artist who was a hip hop artist who rapped.
In my opinion, I feel like hip hop has become saturated. It's no longer about what it was before. Before it was about the art and what you can bring to it.
Because we're in 2024. When hip hop was in its prime, that's when, because it was still brand new and people were still discovering this thing. And people were more MCing.
So Beyonce drops a country tune, right?
What does that have to do with hip hop?
So Beyonce drops a country tune, right? One of the best country tunes apparently that have come out in ages. Does she get a country nomination? Yes or no?
What does that have to fucking do with hip hop?
No, she doesn't. Why? Because people protect their own. Because we're the only culture that doesn't protect we don't protect our own. Facts, plain and simple. That's what I was saying. Our culture has become oversaturated. Because if they're willing to say, right, even though Beyonce has made a #1 country track, she ain't gonna be coming into the country category. You can stay over there in hip hop or in pop and still do whatever. But when it comes to our music is allowed to be oversaturated. Because you're gonna say, we do have good music. Yeah, we do have good music. I'm not saying that, but that's not what it is anymore.
So who's to say it's oversaturated? Because
it is.
How? Who's to say that?
What are we listening to? What's our #1 music? Like I just said, what's our #1s that we're listening to really and truly?
My #1
people are gonna
doesn't have to be your #1.
People are gonna. All right, but I'm not saying about what my #1. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what's representing our culture, because what you think our culture is and what I think our culture is isn't what other people are going to think our culture is. What the majority believe our culture is what people are going to think our culture is, and what the majority of people on my days.
First of all, right?
Hold on.
Everyone's view is subjective.
You can't cut me off right there. Hold on. the English was the English in.
That's his business. That's actually his business.
Wait, hold on, wait. Let me
land.
The
point being is, everyone's entitled to their own opinions and what they believe and think the culture is. Everyone's culture is different based on where you're from, right? You could be a Turkish person. You got your whole own culture, your whole community of people. Same thing for the Indians. Everyone's got their whole community of people, right? And at the end of the day, it's messy in everyone's fucking culture. And let's just be real. But our culture, the black people are more in display because we've been made to be the entertainment culture, right? That's why.
No, we made ourselves the entertainment culture. I feel like we have.
But we did that first, our survival, and then we fucking made money out of it.
But you see, all right. But then I feel like we've forgotten that survival aspect, or we've gotten so stuck in that survival aspect. Because if you think about it, all before, when we were in that survival aspect, we were like, cool. We're going to be dropping these tunes, but the tunes are going to have a message behind them. But now we've gotten stuck in that survival mindset to the point where we've kind of forgotten what we were doing in the first place. So now it's just become a case of, right, if this is going to feed me, I'm going to do whatever it takes to feed me.
But I'm going to say that where you get your food from is important. The survival mindset is with many things. You think that you come in here to do something to change the game, right? But then you get stuck in the survival of it. Like man them out here on the roads, right? You thought you was out here doing something for your family, right?
But you realize it's not the case.
But
then what do? You change it.
Cool.
If not, that's your own. Whatever comes to you.
Either way, regardless, this is the situation, right? You might get stuck in the survival aspect of it, cool, which is not cool, but or you might get out, right?
But if
it's all a mindset. It's all a mindset.
But but then can I ask you one question?
You can get stuck in the same mindset, or you can break out of that.
So whose fault is it if you get stuck in it? Is it your fault or is it the person?
100% it's your fault.
All right. So then this is why I'm saying, once again, going back to the same point I was saying, the position our culture is in is our fault. We can't blame it on anyone else. Like, yeah, we might say, oh, this person's holding us down, or this thing is getting us down, or this is affecting us and that is affecting us. But at the same time, if we're not willing to change it, or if we're not willing to change that perception, I believe in
be the change that you want to see. Period. Like, that's just plain and simple. Like, don't be out here complaining about things that you can literally change. If you can change them, then that's completely different. Take the initiative to change them. If you cannot change them and you're facing all these adversities, all I say to you is go to God. That's it. That's all I got for you. Because God, He's got all your answers. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't. He definitely don't. So definitely go to God. Right? So when it comes to things like that, right? No, you motherfucking don't. You got some fucking opinions, that's for sure. You ain't got the motherfucking answers, right? So the answers, we leave that to God and we just figure it out on the way, right? But when it comes to how we represent ourselves, it's a choice, right? You choose how you represent yourself and you choose how you want people to represent you. And sometimes the way that people represent you is not always how you wish to be represented, and that's where things get fucked up. Hence why we was talking about enchanting, right? Because I'm pretty sure maybe her representation went wrong somewhere along the way when then she just continued.
Always. Before we even...
But we spoke about this already on a different episode, so we don't need to get into that again. Right, but we just understand that in the industry, you might have one idea and then someone else has another, but stick to your fucking idea. Stick to your motherfucking intentions, right? Because
I just realized YouTube.
I don't give a fuck. But then I don't give a fuck.
The guidelines, they're gonna bleep us.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck.
Women, what can I say? But like I said, representation of the culture. How we wish to be represented is down to us. She's cutting me off, but all I'm saying, by the way, I'm not getting onto our culture. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, we like to get onto other people about our culture and what's happening, but at the same time, I feel like we have to have accountability. Here's a question I want to ask you, right? 2 series that have come out in the past couple of years. We have Top Boy and we have Supercell. Which one do you think gives us the best representation?
Really, really good.
Definitely, 100%.
Really good.
It's like that with
the best representation? I am not gonna lie.
Because I see them one in the same.
I was gonna say something similar. I think they're quite similar in terms of how they accurately represent the culture as of today.
Or just being us, or just how it is being us.
But sorry, why are you answering your question? I'm talking.
I like to ad-lib.
No.
I'm like amigo.
No, shut up.
I'm like amigo.
So, right, when it comes to these 2 episodes, right, I actually liked both of them. Of course, we got into Top Boy first. That was definitely a topic of discussion.
Top Boy.
Especially when it comes to, what's it called? Somerset or something like that.
Summerstown. Come on.
And then obviously the second season, obviously it was a big thing. You know, Drake got involved. He liked it. He funded it. The second season. You know, so basically it really put us on the map as you know, as a collective in the UK, right? Because obviously our culture was, you know, getting a bit more sparks in terms of music and, you know, the features going on at the time. So basically it was a good representation for us having Top Boy there. And then further along down the line, I think the storyline and how things went, it was more so about entertainment rather than it being, it's like real stories, but now let's just kind of make it more dramatized for the sake of TV. So I feel like that's what it was, but not more so as accurate in terms of like the violence and stuff like that. I mean, in terms of how I really, really loved how they highlighted the immigration stuff, and the police brutality stuff. Like, I think that's very important.
And the sickle cell.
I wasn't fucking talking about that yet. I was talking about Top Boy.
I was talking about it though.
Anyways,
sickle cell awareness.
I'm quite happy that they have obviously brought up sickle cell awareness as well, so that it's a topic of conversation that's obviously being had more often. And then obviously people feel more comfortable having that topic of conversation. Obviously, having them seen these things that can affect obviously multiple people, 100%. Old, young, old.
But whatever. Only black people though, or majority black people. It's
not just only black people.
Majority
black people of African and Caribbean
That's
descent.
Not suspicious. I don't know what it is.
But there's other people that do obviously experience these things, but they don't know. Probably they don't know. But it was such a good movie. You know, Rat Man. I'm trying to dust off my acting skills. You know what I'm saying? Get up in there.
You're gonna need a wide angle lens to fit that.
Get up in there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We'll see what the industry has for me. Like. To come.
We didn't even talk about that. I was talking about the representation. She's trying to get herself, trying to get an acting career off the ground. You see?
Listen, you have to literally have your hands in all the pies.
100%.
Because that's what it's about right now. Because you have to present yourself in the best way, represent yourself in the best way.
See,
and as we're talking about representation, like I would love to be, you know, great representation for people of our culture. I don't see a lot of people that look like me, right, on the screen. I'm not just saying I'm talking about a black person. I'm talking about someone that actually looks like me as a woman in terms of like
what? How to get
in terms of strength, in terms of character, in terms of like just, you know, being a great personality. And I'm not just saying that because I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that because I fucking know. That's just the way it is. Period. Okay. But you know, to be continued one day. We'll see. We shall see. But yeah, Supercell, Top Boy, great shows. And I feel like we needed those. Like when Supercell came out, I was like, no, what? We need this. Like we definitely need this. 100%. And I'm so happy that came out because it was so good. Shout out to everybody on that fucking Netflix series. Shout out to you guys.
And I wish I remembered all of your names, but just shout out to Ratman and all the team and everything that they did. Rock Nation as well, Jay-Z. We'll get on to that. I said the whole different episode. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for today.
Do we? Thank you. Is that it?
That's right.
Really?
That's right. Thank you
for watching. Well, guys, I guess that's it then.
Thank you for watching.
I guess that's it then.
Thank you for watching.
Well, I guess it's time to go.
This has been your host, MDS.
Big Rose. Don't forget it. Ew.
Make sure to thank God and make sure to smile at people. Love.
Smile. Period. Be happy. Stay blessed. God bless y'all.
God bless your big head, bruv.
First of all, don't be mad.
Your head is kind of shining as well. I'm wearing sunglasses.
I'm slicked.
Luckily, I got my shades on.